She said it with the kind of ease people use when commenting on the temperature outside. Her fork hovered above the glazed ham, her lipstick still flawless, her posture perfectly composed. Then she lifted one finger, slow, intentional, and pointed at me like she was delivering a sentence. "You're why this family keeps falling apart." Conversation died instantly. My cousins froze mid-bite. My aunt hid a cough behind her wineglass. Even the ticking clock on the wall seemed to hesitate. I didn't defend myself. I didn't ask what she meant. I refused to give her the pleasure of watching me crack. "Leave," she added. So I stood up and walked out without a word. But silence grows teeth when you let it. It's strange remembering the woman she used to be. The mother who braided my hair before school, humming hymns and pulling the strands tighter than necessary, as if steadiness could be woven forcibly into me. Afterwards she'd kiss my forehead and call me her little anchor, the one who held the family in place. In hindsight, maybe that should have been the first warning. Anchors don't just stabilize, they sink with whatever they're tied to. As I grew older, she refined her philosophy. My achievements became her medals. My missteps became generational curses. And every time she lashed out, she'd smooth my hair afterward, whispering, "You know I love you," like the words were disinfectant strong enough to cleanse the wound she'd just made. And I believed her. I shouldn't have. Her betrayal didn't arrive as a single blow. It seeped in gradually, like a cold draft from a barely opened window. First, my brother stopped answering my messages. Then my aunt pulled away. Then came the murmurs I kept hearing, pieces of, "Well, that's what her mother said." Ungrateful. "You didn't hear?" It all clicked the day a coworker apologized. "I'm sorry about your condition," she whispered. "What condition?" I asked. "The depression. Your mom mentioned you've been unstable." Unstable. The word tasted rotten. That's when I understood. My mother was rewriting me. Not with one dramatic accusation, but with carefully measured drops of poison. By Easter, I still held on to the foolish hope that maybe I'd imagined the whole thing. Maybe she'd softened. Maybe the whispers were misunderstandings. Then she pointed at me at the dinner table, condemned me in front of everyone, and ordered me to leave. That was the confirmation I needed, undeniable, unmistakable. And I didn't crumble. I calculated. Walking to my car, I realized something I'd never seen clearly before. She didn't want me out of the house. She wanted me desperate enough to crawl back. She wanted an apology for a crime she invented. She wanted power. But power disappears the moment you stop acknowledging it. So I stopped. I cut every string silently. No explanations, no excuses, just absence. And in that silence, I began building something she never imagined. Consequences. Step 1. Collect evidence. Screenshots of her messages to relatives describing my supposed episodes. Saved voicemails labeling me emotionally erratic. Work documents proving my spotless record. Therapy notes confirming no such diagnosis existed. Step 2. Send the truth. Not pleas. Not defenses. Just a precise packet to every person she'd influenced. Dates, statements, recordings, a clear map of her fabrication. Step 3. Disappear. Her calls went from gentle to panicked to furious. She left messages insisting it was a misunderstanding. I never responded. Silence makes abusers flinch. Step 4. The final shift. I forwarded everything to my father's attorney. They were still legally married, though barely. What I sent became leverage, proof of manipulation, emotional abuse, and character sabotage. It altered the entire settlement. Cost her both money and the image she'd spent years curating. All within the law. All without raising my voice. 2 weeks after Easter, she showed up at my building. I heard her before I saw her, her voice slicing through the hallway. "Open this door. How could you do this to me?" I stepped into my doorway. She looked at me like I was someone she didn't recognize. "You're destroying this family," she screamed. "No," I said, calm as still water. "I just stopped letting you destroy me." Her expression cracked. Slow, terrifying. It wasn't anger I saw. It was fear. Because she finally realized I wasn't her anchor anymore. I wasn't holding her upright. I wasn't sinking with her ship. I closed the door gently, not as a statement, just finality. I leaned my forehead against it and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Relief. A quiet, steady strength blooming in my chest. People think revenge is thunderous, explosive. But the most devastating justice is subtle. You remove yourself. You take the truth with you. And you let them sit alone with the echo of their own actions. That echo is still ringing for her. And for the first time in my life, I'm not the one apologizing for the sound.